Hi everybody, welcome to my channel. My name is Dennis. Today we're going to be talking about electrostatic discharge, or static electricity, whatever you prefer to call it. One of the things I forgot to do in my previous videos is discuss the importance of protecting your equipment from static electricity. Because if you have static electricity and you have too much of it, well, it's going to cause you some problems maybe. I mean, the risk is very small, but it's always good to take some precautions. So I'm going to go about, show you some of the stuff I have, some of the builds what I've done and where I put them. So you can see that I did take precautions, just I didn't always point them out. So this will help you when you're doing your builds. Okay, so first, one of the things I use when I do my computer builds is this nice big surface here. And it's got your grounding plug, okay? And you can use this, and I usually just put it on the chassis of the case. All right, just put that on your case, and it helps to ground it. What it'll do is it'll decrease any static buildup or anything. My computer case will sit on here, and that will decrease any of the static charge that could go to any of your computer components. And if you look at some of my other videos, I also used set my parts on this, and that thereby decreased the static electricity that was in the area. Now, if you don't happen to have a electrostatic discharge mat, then you can have one of these devices. And basically what this is kind of the same thing. The only difference is this goes on your wrist. So you fasten it on your wrist here, and you could attach your little alligator clip to the case as well, or any other grounding device that you have. It'll work perfectly. Okay, so one thing that you can think about as well is if you put your power supply in the case, screw it in, so it's actually attached to your case. Make sure it's turned off and plug it in to your electrical circuit that you're using. This effectively grounds your case. I was taught this in schools that I went to. I have no reason to believe it's not true. However, if there's a professional opinion out there and you've got a better answer to that, please put it in the comments. I would love to hear about it. There's always going to be so many different schools of thought on how this can be done. The static mat that you use has a 100 meg ohm built into it. So what it basically does is it slows down and dissipates the charge that would be coming in. So that basically makes it virtually impossible to do any damage to your components. Okay? And the wrist strap, basically it does the exact same thing. In which case you can just plug that into your case, grounding yourself to the case. So while you're handling your graphics cards or your motherboard or anything, it will cut down on the static charge. Now, a lot of things today, they're not susceptible to it the way they used to be like in older components. You still have to avoid touching the metal components, like the bottoms of your graphics card, just to try and common sense avoid creating your own static buildup. Of course, don't be walking on carpets, stuff like that. No, I also use on the floor, I didn't show you, is an anti-static floor mat. So it dissipates the static electricity out the floor. The mat dissipates the static electricity from the components I'm setting on it, effectively rendering static electricity, hopefully, useless. There's nothing there. I've done this for several builds. I've never had an issue. But there's not to say that it couldn't happen, because you're not going to see the damage you're doing. It's very, you have to use a microscope to really zoom in and see the actual static damage that can be done to components. But like I say, if you've done it and taken the proper precautions, you probably won't see any of these. Crossing your fingers. Okay, so just to demonstrate the power supply that I'm talking about. So your power supply is in the case. It's plugged in. It's turned off. So now all you have to do is take the end of this, plug it in. This is your grounding cord right here. See that little plug, that round plug? That third plug was put in years ago. Plugged it into another 3-prong connector, which most outlets are going to have today. And that creates a ground. And as long as this is turned off, then you've effectively grounded your case. So that's a quick, easy way to ground your case and protect your components, just so in case anybody's looking for another option. Quick disclaimer, my channel takes no responsibilities for any bad things you do for not following proper procedures. Thank you. Alright everybody, well that pretty much wraps it up for this video. One of the things I'll add is when you get your components, they'll come in anti-static bags for your motherboard, graphics cards, that kind of things. So as long as you're careful taking them out, the gold connectors on the bottom, the graphics cards, for example, as long as you're not handling those, you're reducing the static buildup that is going to be caused. Using some of the devices I showed here today will help virtually eliminate static electricity. I hope I've educated a few people, at least give them some extra information that they can use. Hope you like it. If you like it, give me that like. Please subscribe. Dislike if you don't like it. Either way, please leave me a comment. Weigh in, give me some information to maybe educate some other people that are watching these videos. Stay tuned for future videos. Thank you very much for watching.